up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So it's that time again to talk about some product fails, some disappointing products that I regret buying that just didn't work out for me. And I like to do these videos and talk about things that don't work for me as much as I do things that do work for me, because I feel like there needs to be that balance of positive and negative to gain your trust, and I enjoy being a little bit more sassy than usual. So before we get started, if you are new here, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley. I post videos twice a week and we talk about everything from makeup to skincare to hair care, literally all things beauty all in one place. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell to be notified of when I upload. And while we're talking about it, so that you don't forget later on, just go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I know you haven't watched it yet, but you gotta enjoy it, because it tells YouTube that my videos deserve to be seen and grow and circulated. I put a lot of time and energy and hard work into my channel, and I'm very, very proud of that. And this is free entertainment, free content. And liking something does not cost you anything. Hell, if it bothers you so much, you can go back later on and unlike it. I really hope you don't do that, but you could if you wanted to. So without further ado, let's talk about some disappointing products that did not work for me. So the first thing that wildly disappointed me, that I had such high expectations for, is the Nars Laguna bronzer. This is probably the most infamous bronzer on the market. My biggest issue with it is how it blends. It is so patchy and uneven and just splotchy looking, and it has like a gold micro shimmer to it, which I never heard anyone talk about. I was always under the impression that this was a matte finish bronzer. I don't know if they reformulated it or what, because I know that they did reformulate the Orgasm blush several years ago, and people have complained about it not being as high quality and as good as what it used to be. So maybe they added some shimmer to it, maybe they changed the formula. I don't know. I don't like it, but you may love it. Next thing I have is the Bare Minerals Mineral Cleansing Water. So this is supposed to remove your makeup. It says cleanses, removes makeup, and soothes for all skin types. It has cucumber and rose extracts, mineral-rich sea salts, it's oil-free. It's basically a micellar water. I wanted to use this to remove my makeup, and that it does not do very well at all. So the next thing I have is something that I really, really wanted to like, and I tried it so many different times, and I would try it in spurts and then give up on it and then go back to it and rinse and repeat, and I'm parting ways with it. So this is The Ordinary's Niacinamide 10% plus Zinc 1%. So this is a very, very popular product from them. Every time I've tried this, my face reacts horribly to it and it breaks out. Now, when I first started using it, like for the first few weeks, I would just kind of use it like, I don't know, maybe a couple times a week. I wasn't very consistent with it, and I would start breaking out. But I thought, okay, maybe I'm breaking out because my skin's purging. It's clearing my skin up. It's clarifying and purifying my pores and stuff. With continued use, like I've been using it for the past like probably 2 weeks straight, and my skin has been absolutely horrible. And I can never figure out where to put it in my skincare regimen, because I don't feel like The Ordinary really explicitly says with each product what it, like exactly what it is. So you don't know if they're serums. Are you supposed to mix them in with other serums or other moisturizers? Like, what is their place in the regimen? But this just didn't work for me, and it could be the zinc. I don't really know. Next thing is something from Rimmel, and I have several Rimmel products in here, so I'm gonna try to stagger them a little bit so it's not an entire Rimmel video. This is the Scandalized Wow Wings Mascara. I've done an entire one brand review with Rimmel, and I don't know if that's up yet, but this mascara, it has this kind of wing shape to it. It kind of reminds me of the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Sculpt Mascara, which I love, but it's a little bit more fat and chunky than that. But this just makes my lashes mold into one. It just clumps them so bad. It doesn't give me a lot of volume or length or fullness or thickness. It literally just clumps them at the root and makes them look just, I don't know, just gross. I don't like this stuff at all. And then I have this new Milani Stay Put Brow Shaping Gel. I have the shade Taupe. Number one, the wand on it is just a little bit odd for me. It's just too chunky and too thick. It's just not pigmented enough. Now, I would like to try a darker shade, because sometimes with very, very lightly pigmented brow gels, if you get a darker shade, it kind of gives you the effect that you want, because this just doesn't really do a whole lot of anything. It does add a little bit of something, like a little bit of a taupey tint to my brows, but just not enough for me to put all my faith into one product. Another Rimmel product is the Volume Flash Scandalized Waterproof Mascara. I feel like Rimmel's in the Stone Age. Like, they just never advance their formulas or their applicators or anything. Like, this is just a very, like, 2002 mascara at the dollar store kind of product. It does zero for my lashes. I don't know how waterproof this is. Like, I haven't really tested that claim because I never wear mascara for that purpose. Like I don't wear it to go to the lake or to go swimming or whatever. So it may be a good mascara for that reason, but it doesn't build up. It doesn't give me volume or length or fullness or thickness or really anything. I don't know if I've ever tried a mascara that does so little. Next up is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powder in the shade I'm So Lit. I'm a huge fan of Wet n Wild. They're probably one of my favorite drugstore brands. I feel like they do so much right when it comes to their products. So I had really high hopes for this because it feels very, very finely milled. It's a beautiful, like, light whitish champagne. So as you can see, it has a beautiful reflectiveness to it on my skin for some reason, and it could be because of the products I was wearing underneath it at the time when I was testing this. It just emphasizes my pores and texture and stuff that I don't want to be more noticeable, and it just looks kind of frosty and chunky, like it looks like a stripe. It doesn't mesh with my skin very well, like it just doesn't mesh with my skin tone. But I will say I'm wanting to kind of adventure into mixing loose powder highlighters into like body lotions and stuff for a really pretty glow, because I think these do have a place. Like I feel like these are pretty universal, and this would probably be really pretty on the eyes as well. I haven't tried it for that purpose, so it's not a complete fail. It's just very, very frosty and very shimmery for my liking. Next up is something else that is popping up on the Mercari site. This is the Estee Lauder Daywear Antioxidant 72-Hour Hydration Sorbet Cream with SPF 15. So for the past couple of months, I've really been trying to limit my usage of products that have fragrance in them. Like I've really been trying to go for fragrance free because I feel like there's no place in any product for fragrance. Like fragrance has absolutely no purpose because I've been limiting my usage of it. Anytime I use a product with a lot of fragrance in it, it just smells 1,000 times more potent, and this smells like straight up cheap dial soap. It is so overwhelming, and it infuriates me because this is $52. I expect more, especially from brands that are expensive. And honestly, I couldn't even thoroughly test this because I was so pissed off at how much fragrance is in here, because I think that is just so unnecessary and so ridiculous. It's just such a horrible marketing gimmick. So yeah, it could be a great product as far as hydration and stuff, but it just kind of pisses me off. Next up is the Rimmel Magnifies Rainbow Edition Eyeshadow Palette. Again, this is something you'll be seeing in that one brand review. Hopefully it's already up. This is horrible. I'm not just saying it's kind of bad. Like it may work for some people. No, it's god awful. This is one of the worst, least pigmented palettes I've ever tried, and the shades just, I don't feel like they match very well. There's not a pretty finish to any of them. Like the ones that are matte, they aren't even like a pretty smooth matte. The ones that are shimmer are like a chunky shimmer. They have like chunky glitter in them. And the look that I created that day in that one brand review was so ugly, so bad. I'm so disappointed in it. Like I'm still editing that video right now. I'm putting off editing it because it's just such an ugly look. I'm just not proud of it. So it's bad. So next up are a few things that I've already returned because of return policy deadlines and stuff. So the first thing is, not the first thing, this is like the 13th thing, but this is the Ahava Essential Day Moisturizer for normal to dry skin. So this is $45 at Ulta, and they do go on sale all the time. Usually they're like 30% off, but it's a pretty expensive brand, but they keep it over in like the mass side of like the drugstore skincare side. I wanted to like this so much, and I would always go past it and like put some on my hand, and it would feel really good and hydrating and stuff. But on my face, it felt like it mattified. Like it was just very drying, and it just sucked any kind of glow or healthiness to my complexion, and that really shocked me because this is for dry skin and my skin is oily. Which also brings me to the Ahava Extreme Firming Eye Cream. So this is $62, and again, this was just so drying and just didn't add any kind of hydration or plumpness to my under eye area. And this one and the facial moisturizer just felt like almost like powdery. Next up on the agenda is the L'Oreal Infallible Freshwear Foundation. So this is a relatively new foundation to the drugstore, and I feel like it's a pretty well-liked product. I know that Tati talks about it all the time and is always wearing it, and I was just extremely disappointed in this one. I really wanted to like it, but whenever I see the word freshwear, I think natural finish or lightweight. On my skin, for whatever reason, it was the complete opposite. It was very, very drying. It was very matte, and it just emphasized all the wrong things. It emphasized my pores, my lines, my hair, texture, blemishes, just not the good stuff. And it also settled into lines and creased. It just aged my skin really bad throughout the day. So I know I said earlier that I was done harping on Rimmel, but I found one more product I forgot to talk about, so we're gonna include it in this video. And I hope I didn't include it in another product fails video. If I did, we'll omit this part, but this is the Rimmel Just Let It Go Gentle Eye Makeup Remover. And as I've said before, this is everything but gentle. This is so harsh. I was actually looking at it earlier, and there's isopropyl alcohol in here. And if you don't know, there are good alcohols and bad alcohols. Isopropyl alcohol being one of the bad ones. Isopropyl is what's in your rubbing alcohol, and it's in something that's meant for your eye area. And then the last product I have is another one that I don't have on me. This is the Sephora Matte Perfection Full Coverage Foundation. So this is $20. They have 21 shades. And I actually tried this several months ago when it was actually a brand new product. Like, it's not new anymore, but this is just one of those products that I didn't even want to keep long enough to review it. Like, I was so unimpressed by it that I wanted to take it back as soon as I possibly could and get it out of my hands, because I knew that whenever I put it on, I would have a horrible makeup day, because it actually is very, very similar to the Huda Beauty, her foundation, the Faux Filter foundation. And this foundation is just so heavy and matte and thick. It is very full coverage, I will give it that. It's a very, very pigmented foundation, but it's one of those that aged my skin. It made my skin look so old. And I was testing this when I was working full time, and I really didn't have any time to sit down and make an actual video, because then I knew that I would have to wear it for the rest of the day, and I didn't want to risk it. So yeah, I went ahead and returned this one. This is just not for me. So that is it for some disappointing products. I hope you guys enjoyed it and got some direction. And honestly, you have to take reviews with a grain of salt. Everyone identifies good and bad differently, like, because we all have different personal preferences and stuff, and we all have our own opinions. So you really have to take every review with a grain of salt. If you read about something that intrigues you, try it for yourself. There's a return policy for a reason. So leave me a comment below of some product fails that you've encountered. What are some products that just have not worked for you and that you regret buying? So once again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Mwah.